Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to some more Final Fantasy VI. Before we get started here, some of you may have noticed that I re-uploaded yesterday's video and that I did some clever editing to take out Gau's side quest from the end of that video because before I even started that, it was already at 20 minutes and, a 30-minute episode I think is just a little bit too long. So I decided to take that out and start today's episode with that cutscene ready to go. Not only because it's Father's Day and it just seems fitting, but also because I goofed up yesterday and there was some dialogue I wanted to show you guys, but for some reason it didn't trigger and I couldn't figure out why. So I did some research and apparently it's because I had Setzer in my party instead of Locke. So I fixed that problem, as you can see here. And today we're going to see that scene in its entirety, as I originally intended. If you don't want to watch this scene over again, then skip ahead to around the 8-minute mark, and that should be where we're caught up to what I want to do today. Which is get some new lures for Strago, because they might come in handy for the next side quest I want to do. Look, if I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times, old man. Yeah, no Darth Vader, no! This time, guys. You get the idea. And for those of you who are just joining us or don't remember, this old man is indeed Gau's father. As Sabin so eloquently said right there. Well, Gau's certainly excited. Yeah, I'm sure your dad will love to hear the news. It's not like he abandoned you on the veldt or anything like that to begin with. Yeah, that's true. Gau having the Joe Dirt mullet probably not going to impress that old man. A makeover? Wait, what? Is it still called a makeover for a guy? I think it is. I don't think the term makeover is gender specific in one way or another. Look at Shadow asleep in the bed down there. Way to contribute there, Shadow. That reminds me of actually quite a few private actions in Star Ocean 2 where Diaz is always asleep at the inn and has nothing to do with whoever talks to him. Ho! Yeah, Thundercat style. Look how Sabin just lowers his head. Come on, Sabin, it's not hopeless. Don't give up. What's wrong with Shadow's sprite? Is he wearing a backpack? And looks like he's on a raft, too. I like how Terra gets all mad when Sabin rejects her proposal and he's ducking behind the counter. Same with Celis. Yeah, I'd be afraid of them too if I were Sabin. What is a jaunty hat? Like, I know what jaunty means, but what kind of hat specifically does Cyan have in mind to where it would be described as being jaunty? Uh-oh, he's gonna brandish that katana if you don't put that hat on Gau's head, Sabin. Wait, what? He looks like an aerobics instructor. Not to borrow from the game's own dialogue, but what's with the one-piece spandex suit there? Yeah, I don't think so, Sabin. Ah, and this is some new dialogue that we didn't get to see last time. Yeah, I agree, Setzer. Gotta go with the trench coat, man. Setzer knows where it's at. Actually, that would be bad. They might mistake Gau for a pirate. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Setzer's outfit here was part of the original design for Ferris in Final Fantasy V. tuxedo, a silk hat, and a rose in his teeth. Edgar, we're not trying to seduce his father. A bandana. I could see Gaul wearing a bandana. That seems fitting. Dogs at the beach. Hey, he's not a surfer punk. Come on now, he's just a treasure hunter. Whoa! Locke beats the crap out of Edgar. Okay, so yeah, that's the full version of that scene, and I really like it. It's definitely entertaining, to say the least. But Gaul cleans up very nicely. I think they did a good job. And I'll be quiet for this one. No, Sabin is not saying he had a son with the old man. He's just making sure he's following along. I'm trying to tell you that you're a piece of shit. Man, how sad is that? That's terrible. Yeah, this guy doesn't know his ass from last Tuesday. It's hopeless, Sabin. Put in a valiant effort, but it's no use. This guy, he's not gonna know who Gaul is, nor is he gonna care, for that matter. Oh well. Now, for doing this little side quest, you don't get any rewards, but you should feel good about yourself for making Gaul feel happy. That's a reward in and of itself, for being a good humanitarian. Alright, that's all we can do there. Unfortunately, Gaul and his father are not going to be reunited, but Gaul has a new family now, so alright. So what I want to do now is rearrange my party setup, and I will meet you in the ancient castle underneath Figaro Desert. So I'll take care of that and meet you there. Alright, here we are in the cave underneath Figaro Castle, and I want to meet up with a particular enemy here. And there it is, Enuo. Now, in order for them to cast the spell I'm looking for, they have to be alone, so we'll let Edgar take care of that. And in the meantime, we'll have Cyan start to charge up for Cleave. I want to show that to you guys. So, I was curious about the magical accuracy of Cleave in comparison to X-Zone, and I took a look at the algorithms for this game, and the base magic accuracy for X-Zone was like 85 or 86, and that number for Cleave was 182, more than double. Now, I didn't do the math to find out the exact hit percentage, but just knowing that Cleave is around twice as likely to land is good enough for me. The only way you're going to miss with Cleave is if they're either immune to instant death or you're just really, really unlucky and you shouldn't be playing the lottery. like I am right now with this guy not using the lore I want him to. Am I gonna have to edit this out? I hope not. Surprised he hasn't used it already, to be honest. There we go. Just in time for Cleave. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. Kai, why does Strago need 2 lores that are water elemental? Yeah, there we go. And the reason is, Aqua Rake is also wind elemental in addition to water. And Cleansweep does not split its damage among multiple targets. So so if you're fighting, 1 enemy or 7, Cleansweep will always do its full damage. Unlike Aqua Rake. So if you're fighting 1 monster, go with Aqua Rake. If you're fighting a group of enemies, go with Cleansweep. So the next place I will meet you at is right outside of Collingen. Alright, first try. Here's the Harpiai Just killer tofu monster. They have another blue magic I want to learn for Strago here, so hopefully they'll get off their ass and use it relatively quickly. An interesting thing about Cleave, you saw how it cut that Enuo in a couple pieces, just like Odin does when you summon him. And the reason that it shares that spell effect is because, well, not so much Cleave itself, but the animation where the enemy gets chopped up into little pieces and they just kind of fall apart like an old school samurai movie. The scimitar weapon that Cyan has a 1 in 4 chance of doing that as well. And the reason for that is because the scimitar is actually the Zansetsuken, which is Odin's blade. There we go, Aero. Hopefully I can show that off to you guys here. Nope, maybe not. But you saw how the weapon was like a curved sword with a notch in it, just like Odin's sword has in every Final Fantasy ever? Why Ted Woolsey renamed the sword Scimitar, I don't know. I can't tell you that, but some of the coolness is lost in translation there. I mean, it's pretty obvious it is Odin's sword, the Zantetsuken, because you get it right after you get Odin. It looks like Odin's sword, and it even has the same effect as summoning Odin, so that kind of sucks. I think they fixed that in newer translations of the game, but I was kind of bummed to learn about that. Anyways, I won't transition and do this off-screen because it's right next door. Hopefully the next monster will show its face on the first try. If not, then I will just meet up with it off-screen. Yeah, okay, I'll be right back. Okay, here we are, the Mad Oscar. Let's see, let's get rid of this guy first. And you guys know the drill. Oh, there we go, Sour Mouth. Well, that was quick. Nice. Come on. Ah. Hey, Edgar gained a level. Awesome. Let's see how many status ailments he has. Oh, just 1. Okay. Alright, so let's see. The next place I will meet you at is right outside of Miranda in the forest. It's also just north of Cactrot Desert, if you guys need that as a landmark. Alright, here we are in the forest, just like I mentioned. Come on! Yes! Alright, first try again. Okay, so for these guys, I want to soften them up a little bit, but I don't want to kill them. And I'm going to start getting Vanish on my guys. Yeah, that should be good. Wait, frogs can jump? Well, I suppose they can in real life, but not like that. For some reason that makes me think of the snakes in EverQuest, how they can kick you to do damage. Okay. By the way, if you're seeking to get this lore, do not bring Shadow with you at all costs, because the blue magic in question is Rippler, And I briefly mentioned this earlier in the LP against the, I think it was the Blue Dragon. And what it does is it will switch your status with the enemy status. And Interceptor, you know, Shadow's badass ninja dog, is actually considered a hidden status. And if he gets hit by Rippler, you will lose Interceptor permanently. Unless, of course, you get hit by it again before you end the battle, but it's just better to avoid that risk altogether. And if these guys don't do it in the near future, I am just going to do it off screen. So we'll give it one more shot after they come down, and we'll go from there. I do want to reduce their numbers a little bit. There we go. Well, now that he's going to be invisible, we should probably go with some magic. Oh, I was going to say, why is he kneeling down? He's not critical. That's weird. Aero, by the way, I believe is Strago's second or third most powerful lore in terms of base spell power. So that could be useful. And it looks cool. I like that animation. Alright, next up is Solitary Island, just to the south. And for this one, you definitely want to have Relm in your party. Relm and Strago have good compatibility together. I like it. And I actually want to give her some form of auto haste. Okay, yeah, we should be good. There we go, Earthguard. Oh, preemptive. Come on, get to her turn. Come on. Yes, big guard. Alright, first try. Oh, man. This one is actually pretty hard to get because these guys don't stick around very long. What Big Guard does is, it's basically Marvel Shoes. It gives your whole party Protect, Shell, and if I'm not mistaken, Regen as well. Oh, it's just Safe and Shell, but that's still pretty good. That gives Strago a lot of utility. Alright, so I think that is it for blue magics that I want to teach Strago. Let me just go over my list real quick here. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so yeah, we're only missing Quasar, Reflect Unknown, Grand Train, and Quasar, I believe. So, alright, yeah, we're in pretty good shape with Strago. So now what I want to do is head on over to Thamasa for our next side quest. And I will be putting Cyan to use for this one, because he's a little bit behind on levels, and he's been absent for quite a while. Do you guys remember back in the World of Balance, we met a man here named Gung Ho? Yeah, we're back. I would say the boys are back in town, but Relm's not a boy, now is she? Oh no! Guess he's not so gung-ho right now, is he? Yeah, that was a bad joke, I know. By the way, bringing Shadow here doesn't trigger any special dialogue or extra cutscenes at all, which is unfortunate because we know who he is. Shadow knows who he is, but for some reason he won't come out and admit it. And you think he would, like, you know, wouldn't any father want to be a part of Relm's life? Or his daughter's life, in this case Relm? I know why he chose to leave her behind, but you guys don't because we haven't seen his dreams yet. And even though the game sort of gives you an explanation, it's still a bullshit excuse, in my opinion. But we'll get to that one soon enough, don't worry. Hiding, huh? Well, how did you find him if he was hiding? No, that's actually not a bad pun. That's where the developers got his name from. I wish I could take credit for something as clever as that, but no. Unfortunately, I can't. Avenge you? You're still alive. Oh, you're coughing. Never mind. Yeah, you're screwed. Gung-Ho's days are numbered. Yeah, come on. Wait, alone? Surely you're not that reckless. Yeah, you saw what it did to Gung-Ho. Watch you die. Alright, looks like our next destination is Ebbets Rock, which, if you remember, is now above water, so we could actually go there. But can Strago make his way through the cave and defeat Haydn all by himself? Find out next time, but until then, you guys, as always, take care, have a good day, and thanks for watching.